Welcome to another video from Cardboard East. My name is Jay. I play board games from Asia and share what I find with all of you. Today we're going to talk about Castle Razors, the latest game from Wonderful World Board Games, one of my favorite publishers from Taiwan. And if you like what you see here and you want to pick up this game, then definitely check it out at Gen Con, because WWBG will be at Gen Con this year at this booth number. Welcome to Castle Razors. Now, I do want to take some time to show you the insert here. Now, I did keep some of the sprues, and that's because if you store it vertically, you may want to need some extra space here to kind of make sure everything stays in place. But if you do keep it horizontally, then that's not going to be an issue here. Here's this really cool bag that has all your wolf tokens inside. There's your piggy board, castle boards, village boards, and then here you can see that these are separate areas here. These are your age 2 tiles, this is your age 3, and these are, yes, your age 1 tiles. Here are your fortifications, and you see how that has this weird shape here that you don't really see in many games. Well, this kind of is bent in a way that helps you store them a little bit more easily than you can. I'm using one hand here. If I use two, it'll be much easier. There we go. I love how the insert has these cute little pig-shaped wells here. I do have bags because if I do store it vertically, then I need everything to stay in place. If you notice underneath the score pad here, there's room for more tokens. And you have little arrow tokens here. And yeah, there's even room for your cute little first player. And look at him, he's so cute. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Everything begins with the piggy board. And yes, this is actually referred to as the piggy board. First, you can decide if you're going to be cooperative or solo or competitive. We are going to be competitive today. So we're going to flip this over here where it says competitive. And then we place this at the center of the table. Then you'll take your age 1 tiles here, because there'll be 3 ages in the game. You can even see that depicted here of 1, 2, 3. You'll take these and then take the top 4 and then splay them out here for players to draft later on in the game. Whee! And then you're going to make sure that your attack tokens, prestige tokens, arrow tokens, and your fortification tokens are all placed off to the side somewhere. Meet the villains of the game. They range from terrible to, oh my gosh, end me now. These are the worst things since creation, proving that technology plus wolves is a bad idea. You can take them all and put them into this little bag here and make sure this bag is off to the side. Whee! And now is the village board. You're going to take each of the yellow, blue, red, and green and shuffle them up and then reveal 2 here, and your village board is ready to go. Players will also be given these player aids here. You can see this is for competitive mode, abilities, and game flow. This is for competitive and solo mode, abilities, game flow, and then this is for the cooperative and solo mode. The artwork here is just really cool. I just want to mention it and show you, hey, this is cool. Take your player aid and place it next to your board, and with that, we're almost ready to begin. Players are going to take this bag of doom and randomly draw 6 wolves to begin with. And randomly place 2 wolves in each of the 3 regions of the board. And if you notice, there are 3 regions. It's the forest, the farmland, and the ocean. And this is what it means by region. And even into the castle here, you can see that this is related to the forest region, farmland region, and this is the sea region here. These are the castle walls, and we'll talk a lot about castle walls in just a second. Next, in reverse turn order, players are going to draft from these 8 available village tiles. Now, as soon as one player takes one, one does not immediately get replaced. You don't replace them until all the players have drafted. Each player is going to take one, and I am going to go with this one. On your player board, you'll notice that one hexagon is not like the others, and then you're going to place this hexagon right here. This village token is going to go right there as your starting place, and with that, you're ready to begin. I also want to point out that while we're putting this here, that there are 3 hexagons here that are a different color. And if you notice, that's because this hexagon exists in both the farmland and the sea, this one in the forest and the sea, and this one in farmland and forest. Each age, and remember there are 3 ages, 1, 2, and 3. Each age will consist of 2 little phases here. Phase 1 will be drafting, and then the second phase will be this moon phase, and we'll get to there, well, when we get to there. Now, starting with the player with the mother pig, and yes, this is called the mother pig, they're going to draft one of these 4 tiles and then add it to their castle board. I'm going to choose this one. Now, when you add a castle wall to your player board, there have to be some rules. One is that, well, it needs to go over 1 tile. And if you see here, these are 2 bricks. They're going to kind of fall in like bricks, meaning that they have to be off center. So I can never place this one evenly on this one. It always has to go on 2 tiles. So I can place it here, for example. I can place it here, for example. The other thing that you cannot do is that you can never place one over another one to where it'll just kind of like collapse on itself, right? There needs to be another tile here before I can place another tile on top. So now that you know the rules, well, I'm going to go with a defensive strategy. So I'm going to place it here, and any icon that you cover is going to activate. So I'm going to place it here. Now, I covered this one, which is the fortification one. And then now we look at how many fortifications are in the forest region, because that's where that icon was located. Now you might say to yourself, Jay, there are no fortification icons in this foreign region. But if you notice here at the center of your castle, you'll see that the center of the castle has one of each 4 of the icons. So you're always guaranteed at least one. So I took the fortification action, so I get to place this fortification anywhere I want. I don't have to place it in this particular region. It just has to follow the same rules. So I couldn't do it like this. I do have to place it over 2. So maybe I'll place it over here like so. Let's say on another turn, I take this castle wall and I place it right here. Well, I'm going to cover up the golden pig statue, and that means prestige. What does that mean? Well, that first and foremost, I get the mother pig if I didn't have the mother pig already. Then I'm going to count how many pig icons exist in that farmland region. So I already have 1, 2, 3. I'm going to get 3 prestige tokens and then add them to my player board. Because this was the farmland region, I'm going to place these 3 prestige tokens here on the farmland region, showing where the prestige pigs go. Then on a later turn, when I draft another tile, I'm going to add this to my wall. And let's say, hey, this is a pig, this is a cauldron. Hey, there's lots of pigs here, there are cauldrons here. I'm going to place it here. I covered a cauldron, so that's going to trigger a cauldron action. And how many cauldrons do I have here? I have 1, 2, and then this one. Now, if you notice that this space here, as well as this castle wall here, they exist in both these 2 and in these 2 regions. An easy way to remember that is that each region has 4 castle wall spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I get 3 cauldron actions. What does cauldron mean? Well, that means I get to pour soup onto wolves attacking here. So let's take a look at our buddies, the wolves. Now, contrary to what your mother told you, wolves are not created equal. So you see this one with a shield? Yeah, he sucks. He has 2 cauldrons, so it takes 2 damage to hurt him. Now, you can't just inflict him once and have partial damage and inflict him again on a later turn, 2 damage. You must do 2 damage at once to kill him. All the other ones are 1 HP. So with 3 cauldrons, I can either get rid of this and one of these, or I can get rid of all 3 of these at once and then not this one. Now, there are differences with all of these. I'll explain them all. This is a regular one, just a regular werewolf, probably the one you need to worry about the least. Then there's this one. He's brawny, and he takes 2 to hurt. He sucks. But he doesn't suck as much as the arrows. He's going to shoot arrows into your castle at one point in the game, and each arrow you have in your castle by the end of the game, you lose a point. So yeah, he sucks. This one, the ladder, he's the worst. He's the absolute worst, because all the wolves, if there's at least 1 wolf with a ladder, all the wolves scale your wall and get into your castle. Yeah, he's absolutely the worst. You must kill him. Priority. So wolves plus technology equals bad. So I had 2 arrow wolves. So these archers are toast, and they go back in the bag of doom. Now, on a later turn, I'll take this one here and cover these 2 icons. Now, when you cover 2 icons as opposed to 1, which I've shown you before, you can do them in any order that you want. So I'm going to do this cauldron action first. And because this cauldron is tied up here, well, I have 1 cauldron, 2 cauldrons, 2 cauldron attack, and I'm going to kill the beefy one because, well, he sucks. He goes to the bag of doom. Then I also had a sword here, which is the attack the other players, which I'm going to take 1, 2. I have 2 swords in this region. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw an attack token. I take it, I flip it over, and then, oh, look, it's a forest. So because my icon was in this C region here, I'm going to place my attack token here in this region. But all the other players are going to have fun with a bag of doom. So all the other players are going to take the bag of doom and take out 2 wolf tokens and add them where? Well, add them to wherever that attack token set, and it's forest. So all the other players will take 2 random wolves and then add them to their forest region. Now we've explained all the icons so far except for this last one, this little icon here, and it's for the village token. So let's say my last tile placement I place here, and I cover that particular village token. Now, even though I now have 1, 2, 3, 3 village tokens, I only get 1 village token. I don't get 3, which is unfortunate. But I do look at the village board. I could take any of these 12. I could take these 8, or I could take a top draw one. And let's say, well, I'm going to go with this one. Now, these all mean something different. If you see here on the bottom, this is 3 points. 3 points per snout. The snout means the yellow. So every 3, I get 3 points for every yellow village token I have in my town. This one is the same. If you notice, the bottom half of these village tokens are all about points. So 3 points for every green, and this helps fortify. And the top portion will always counter with these. So a yellow village tokens will always give you more prestige. Blue will also always give you more fortifications. This will let you attack your opponents more, and this one will help, well, kill wolves, which is very, very important. So I'm already doing this. So I'm going to gain green. So this will give me 3 points for every green, and it'll help me fortify my walls, which is what I want to do. And then now I'm going to take this village token and add it to my castle. I'm going to add it. I'm going to add it right here. Players will continue drafting these castle walls again and again and again. And once the age is empty, once all those tiles are empty, you're going to go to the moon phase, which I mentioned earlier. So if you notice here on the game, you see draft 1, moon, draft 2 tiles, moon, draft 3 tiles, moon, end of game. So now we're here in the moon section of the game, and this only has 2 phases, cauldron and arrows. And this one's good, this one's not. Cauldrons mean, well, you get to use your cauldrons. So you get to look at each region here, this region here. Well, I have 1, 2 cauldrons, so I get to do some damage here. I'm definitely going to get rid of this archer and maybe this regular wolf here. Now, in this area, it's a little different. I only have 1 cauldron, so I'm going to get rid of 1. Let's say I just get rid of this regular wolf instead of the archer, because that's so foolish. And then over here, well, I have 2 cauldrons, but I have no wolves, so hey, I'm doing fine. The next is the arrow phase, and because I was foolish enough to leave this archer wolf here, he's going to shoot an arrow into my castle. I'm just going to place this off to the side, and it serves as a negative point at the end of the game. That's not good. That's not good. Play like this will continue with drafting through the second age and the third age, and your castle walls should get quite high. This player used a blue strategy, so they were able to fortify rather quickly and get their walls even higher than anticipated. You'll follow with the third and final moon phase, meaning that you get to dump your soup and have the archers attack one last time. You can see I've taken quite a few arrows over the course of the game. And once you do that, well, then you're able to do final scoring. For scoring, let's go straight to the score pad here. You see there's competitive mode, and then there is a cooperative mode here for 1, 2, 3, or 4 players. It's giving you the point range here, but let's stick with the cooperative for now. You are going to compete for each of the 3 regions. Now, this is when all the wolves and all their glory attack. So I'll look at this wall height here. This is a height of 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 wolves. And for each level of wall is going to remove 1 of these wolves. So they all leave. If I had, however, like 5, I would still be okay. If there were 6 wolves, well, then 1 wolf would get on through. So let's just put 1 there in for the sake of argument. Then you'll check this area here. It's like, oh, well, look, we had a ladder here. A ladder A ladder? The ladder wolf is the worst. Well, he lets all the wolves in because that's how fun he is. All the wolves get to go in. So you're going to compete. You're going to see, well, whoever had the most wolves in that particular region gets negative 10 points. Whoever had the second most gets negative 5 points. If you're third or fourth, you get 0 points, in which case that's really good because you're able to defend off the wolves. Then you'll look here that every arrow that you have, and I've collected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'll get 5 negative points for my arrows. Each pig prestige is going to be 2 points. So in my farmlands, I was able to accrue quite a lot of prestigious pigs here. So that's going to rank me a lot of points. And then for attacking your opponents, every attack token is going to give you 3 points as well. If you notice here in the C region, well, I was able to attack my opponents quite a bit there. I'm very happy about that. Then this means that you're going to look at your highest wall, and each layer is going to give you 5 points. I went with a blue strategy, allowing me to build fortifications quite quickly. And so this has 7 layers. So it'll be 7 times 5, 35 points. Now here is where you'll score all the village tokens here. As I explained, this is how they'll score. They all score a variety of different ways. Like this one is, 4 points for each empty space, in which case I only have 1 in that region. This one is for each attack token in that particular region. And here I have quite a few, so it's a few more scoring here. This is 5 points if I don't have any attack tokens, which I fail to do, but I really wanted that icon more. And you're going to score all of these village tokens here and then write that score here. Unfortunately, there's no sum total, so usually I just write it above here, above the name. And whoever has the highest score wins Castle Raisers. If there is a tie for whatever reason, and I've never really seen one, but there is a tie, you'll count all the wolves outside the castle, and whoever has the fewest wolves outside the castle wins the tiebreaker. If it's still tied after that, well then players share a joint victory. All right, let's begin. Art. Well, the art and components are once again fantastic. I think WWBG has been doing really a good job with their games lately, and they have this, how do I say it, like an old school Days of Wonder feel to their games. Like it's fun, it's humorous, but it's also functional. There's a lot of little humor in this game, like the fact that you call it the piggy board. There's the golden pig statues that are made, all the different wolves, not werewolves, all the different wolves and their different uses of technology. But it's also really functional, like all the village tokens are just icons. But I love there's also this great toy factor to the game where you're just building and building your castle walls, and they can get quite high. If anything, I kind of wish it included like a cute little ruler that you could just stick it down and just measure the height of it. It's completely useless because you can just count, but I think if they included it, it would have been really, really cool and just add this nice little panache to the game. Theme. This is extremely approachable and very, very easy to follow. It makes ludological sense. You're building walls to keep away the enemy hordes. And instead of making it, like just fantastical with orcs and demons and monsters, or the French army versus the English army, or vice versa, it's very simple. Pigs protecting themselves from the wolves. And it makes sense, and it feels like it's more family friendly, and which the game is. I would say this is Gateway to Gateway Plus territory. Although it's a little bit dark because the wolves almost always break in, and it's sad. Like the pigs try so hard. They work so hard to keep the wolves out, but they just come in and they just eat everybody, and it's a little dark. Just gonna add that in there. It's a little dark. Just a little. Gameplay. I did mention it before, but this is definitely Gateway Plus-ish kind of level what you're thinking about here. It is really, really smooth. Essentially, you draft and 1 or 2 things happen. That's it. And like out of those 2 things, there's 5 possible things that can happen. And that's it. It's just like, you take something, 1 or 2 things happen. You take something, 1 or 2 things happen. You do something, 1 or 2 things happen. And that's kind of it. And it's really, really smooth. There is a little bit of take that in a way, but not really, because you are getting victory points from causing this just more and more wolves to come. But at the same time, like, your opponents are drawing them from the bag. So all of that bad luck and misfortune is really on their own. Like if they pull out another werewolf. I just keep on saying werewolves. They're not werewolves. They're just regular wolves. Regular wolves, Jay. If they just keep pulling out wolves with ladders, I mean, it's kind of funny. It's painful, but it's kind of funny. Or if they keep on pulling out a lot of archers, it's hilarious, but a little painful at the same time. But it does make a big difference because I'm not pulling out these things and then giving them to them. The opponents are drawing them themselves, and that seems in a way to mitigate that take that feel to the game. And it's a lot more vicious, like in your face with a 2-player game. But that's kind of evenly dispersed with like the 3 or 4-player game. Overall, I mean, the game does feel like you're just spinning a lot of plates at the same time. I mean, typically it's just 3 plates, or 3 areas, but you're trying to manage all of this at the same time, and you really see the value of being the first player, because like usually there'll be a flop that comes down and you see, oh, there's only one of those that I want, and if I am not the first player, I'm gonna not, the chances of me getting that are really slow to nim. So I really need to get first place. I really need to have those golden pig statues to talk about how awesome I am. But at the same time, like, even though I'm first, I'm not getting the other things that I need, such as defending my castle, raising up my walls, and pouring boiling hot porridge or soup onto wolves and getting rid of them, because those archers and those ladders suck. They suck so bad. Replayability. Now, what I love about this game is that you could play against your friends, play with your friends, or even play without them. That there's a competitive, there's a cooperative, and there's a solo mode for this game. In fact, there's kind of really 4 ways, because the 2-player game does feel different than the 3 and 4-player mode. Like, it feels a lot more head-to-head. I could definitely feel that more than I can in the 3 or 4-player games. But I like that it gives players this way to kind of explore this game, and that there's multiple ways that you could do that. Now, before, I wasn't always a big fan of those, but more and more games have been doing this, and I've been enjoying it a lot more, because some of my friends who don't like cooperative games, we can play competitively. Some of my friends who don't like competitive games, we can play cooperatively. Makes no difference to me. Either way, I'm still enjoying the game. And if there's ever a day where I'm sick and I just don't want to do anything, I can play it solo and still have a lot of fun. Probably the only thing that I have negative really to say about this game is that the rulebook, the way the rulebook is written, can be a little bit confusing sometimes, and that's probably because of pronouns or this, that, and them. Like, what is the them referring to? So it's a little bit confusing. But they have examples, and the examples make a lot of sense, and I'm able to look at the example and realize what that paragraph I read meant. The problem with the examples, though, is that it refers to these icons, which aren't very small on the pieces. I could see them when I'm playing the game, but in the example in the rulebook, woo, they are tiny. Just very, very tiny. So that's a little bit of a frustration for me for the rulebook, but I played enough games where I was really easy to be, okay, I know where this game is going, I get where it's going, and I know how to play this game. Other things I do want to mention is that the insert to this game, it rocks. The only problem is that there's no lid, so you may want to keep a couple of the sprues so that way everything stays in place if you store it vertically. If you store it horizontally, pay no attention to anything I said. The insert is going to be fantastic. You're going to love it because setup and teardown, super fast. Overall, though, this, like I said before, I think it really reminds me of old school Days of Wonder, where there was a lot of care and attention that was put into the game, and it just felt really approachable, and it was fun, and it was functional. Like, you could see things from afar. It was really easy to read your board, your opponent's board, and it packs a lot of punch with a very minimal rule set. It's not the heaviest game out there, but it is a ton of fun, and the theme makes it really, really approachable so kiddos can play, and the choices in the game are beefy enough that adult gamers will still enjoy playing this game. And that is Castle Raisers. I give it 2 thumbs up, 1 thumb up if you can't deal with the subtly dark theme that all the pigs are breakfast by the end of the story. Because the wolves come, and the wolves come. Especially if there's a ladder wolf, because they suck. They suck! Once again, my name is Jay. I play board games from Asia and share what I find with all of you. If this isn't your first time watching one of my videos, please subscribe if you haven't already. It really, really helps the channel grow. If you want to help the channel grow even more, please consider joining our Patreon. You gain access to our Discord, where we talk about a lot of random things, and it's quite fun seeing what everyone has to say about each game out there. You also get access to weekly vlog videos and a monthly live Q&A with me. This has been Castle Razors. If you're going to Gen Con, I strongly recommend you check it out and drink lots of water because you will get dehydrated. What? Health is important. I'm going to put a link up here to a video that I think you'll enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video.